Last year was a big one. We had some of the best collaborations, some of the most hyped up collaborations. We had some of the best regular sneakers dropping. I'm talking from Jordan Brand and from Yeezy, some brand new silhouettes. Yeezy Day was pretty amazing. We had literally a fun-filled marathon session of just back-to-back iconic Yeezys dropping. We had so many Nike Dunks released that I feel like it's hard to imagine a colorway that didn't actually drop. But just like I did at the beginning of last year, it is time now to look forward into 2022. Unlike last year where I did a top 10 of my most anticipated sneakers, this time we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna make it a little bit more interesting and include a wider scope of the entire industry. So let's kick this off with Yeezy Brand and stuff we can expect, stuff that I'm super excited for, and we can start speculating about what's gonna happen. At the moment, it's quite under wraps. There's not too much information on what's going to be dropping. What are the plans in work? I mean, ever since Kanye stopped posting to Twitter and leaking their entire schedule, it's been a little bit more in the dark. So as of right now, we do have a couple sneakers which are pretty much set in stone. We've spoke about some of the 350s, including the stripe returning, the SPLY 350 stripe. We've got the dazzling blue, the onyx colorway, and then we've also got a triple white pair, a kind of cream 2.0 that's going to be dropping this year as well. We also know of some other 350s that are in the work, but what I'm really interested in and what I hope happens this year is that V3 finally comes to fruition. I mean, there were rumors back in 2019 of a 350 V3 going to drop. It was happening. I feel like they even came up with a colorway, at least the people who make the leaks do. But since we got a release of the Yeezy 380 and then also more recently the 350 V2 Compact, it's looking less and less likely that we're actually going to get a 350 V2. Either way, I'm definitely gonna pop a 350 V3 up on my wish list, hoping that potentially it drops this year. But something potentially even more interesting that I think is quite likely this year is a Yeezy collaboration. First off, we've seen a lot of images and we've seen a lot of leaks of the upcoming D-Rose and Yeezy kind of foam runner that's going to be happening. Now, I believe this should be happening this year if everything goes to plan. But I mean, you know, we've seen posts from Kanye, we've seen D-Rose post them, we've seen his wife take pictures with them on, even though they weren't her size. We've seen a bunch of information on this foam runner looking pair of sneakers. I could definitely see that happening this year, but what about another collaboration which more recently is seeming pretty likely? And yes, I'm talking about Kanye West and Balenciaga. Ever since Donda came out, this man has been wearing nothing but Balenciaga. I'm talking everything from the head to the toe has been just dripped out in Balenciaga. And at this point, it seems like a collaboration between these two brands would kind of make sense. I mean, maybe he's just rocking it because he likes it, or maybe he's taking inspiration, but either way, I feel like those two coming together, they did it on a lot of merch, they did it for the DMX t-shirt, they did it for his Donda album rollout, so what about an official release of something that we can all purchase? Okay, so Jordan Brand, and specifically the Jordan 1. Last year they gave us some of the best Jordan 1 colorways, like I'm talking the Hyper Royals, the Shadow 2.0s, the UNC colorway, the Travis Scott collaborations, the list goes on. So what about here in 2022? Well, actually, thanks to Z Sneakerheads on Instagram, we've got 13 different pairs of Jordan 1s that are going to be dropping this year. Seems like the entire Jordan 1 calendar has been leaked and we've got pretty much all the information. Now in this post, we've got names for all of them as well as speculated release dates. Again, I'm not going to say that any of this is set in stone. Dates are always subject to be changed. Either way, feel free to have a look at this list and drop some of your favorites down in the comments. For me, it's got to be the Yellow Toes, the Stealths, and maybe that Stage Haze colorway also looks pretty decent. I'm not too mad. All of them look relatively solid. It depends what they're actually going to look like. Again, these are just rendered images. I think the Jordan 4 is also going to have a pretty promising year. We've got some kind of set in stone releases like the Infrared 4s, and this month we've actually got the Thunder 4s, which is going to be a really nice pair of Jordan. They're even getting pretty crazy with it and releasing the Zen Masters. Those look pretty decent as well. Now, what about collaborations? Last year they went pretty hard. I mean, we even saw multiple triple collaborations. We saw a lot of pretty bad collaborations as well, stuff that just didn't really make sense and was just like, why are you two brands even coming together in the first place? So let's talk about the Jordan model that already has 3 collaborations in the pipeline, and that is the Jordan 2. Yes, something that Off-White already did their thing on last year. Well, we've got 3 other collaborations coming right around the corner. So Union is going to do their thing with the Jordan 2. They've actually got 2 colorways in the pipeline. I gotta say, it's definitely pretty solid. Those colorways look pretty Nike wearable. My Manure is going to have another crack at it. They're pumping out a pair of Jordan 2s. We don't know if there's going to be multiple colorways, but after what they did on the 1s and the 3s last year, I'm very, very hopeful for what they can come up with this year. And then finally, J Balvin is also putting his foot in the door with the Jordan 2. This one is something we haven't seen yet, so all we know is it's going to have some kind of light up thing, like whether it glows in the dark or it actually lights up is yet to be seen. But as of right now, we know that a collaboration on the Jordan 2 is something these two are going to be working on. Now, one of these biggest collaborators in the industry, which seems to draw as much hype as possible to the specific thing they're doing, is Travis Scott. Now, honestly, we've got a bucket of different sneakers and collaborations that were supposed to take place. However, they've all been kind of pushed back or cancelled. So let me tell you what we're expecting, and then we'll just have to wait and see whether any of these actually come to fruition. The Jordan 1 Low Reverse Mocha, this is one that is very, very hyped, something that we've seen a lot of early pairs of. The Air Max 1 was supposed to drop in multiple colorways last year. In fact, it was scheduled to release on December the 16th, however got pushed back indefinitely. There was also the Air Trainer in multiple colorways that was supposed to drop, and then the whole Dior collaboration, which we finally got official news that is also pushed back. We'll see as the year progresses and as more information comes to light whether these Travis Scott collabs will actually come to fruition or whether they'll just be swept under the rug. Now, another one that I'm really anticipating this year is what Nike is going to do with the Dunk. Obviously, last year, like I said, they have pumped out a bunch of different colorways, and this year already we might just be starting to see the trend of a bunch of different Dunks coming soon. We've got looks at a Paisley pack coming and also a vintage pack. Those actually look pretty solid for GR Dunks, and I'm pretty excited to try and get my hands on at least one or two of them. But also in terms of the collaboration space, they're doing something really interesting. We've got a cactus plant flea market, which doesn't even look like a Dunk. It looks insane. I think this collaboration is definitely going to be something super, super interesting, and something I'm really happy as a collaboration for them to change up a silhouette this much and do something so different. And then of course we've got a triple pack of Union Dunks, another Union collaboration, and this one is going to be apparently very limited and very hard to get. But either way, all three colorways look pretty solid, and I'm excited for what we know as of right now. This year seems like it's going to be pretty crazy. However, again, we're just gonna have to cross our fingers. Hopefully we get some more W's this year, but that is pretty much all the things I'm super excited about, something I'm super anticipated for. Let me know what your most anticipated thing, whether that's an individual sneaker or some kind of crazy collaboration, drop it down in the comment section. But like I said, that's been it. Thank you so much guys for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then.